Welcome to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon Moore, and we are going to do a winners and losers of the NBA of the 2024 NBA draft. Obviously, it happened last night, and a lot of people are saying they don't know who's in this draft, who's number one pick. This draft's boring. They saying all that, and it is a lot of people saying that because this isn't a star-studded type NBA draft. Like you really don't know a lot of these players, but I did. I knew a couple of them, and that I was like, okay, he's good. He's good. Really don't know him like that, but I've seen him play a couple of times. But seeing him get drafted, I was like, he's a good fit. He's a good fit for this specific team. So I'm just gonna start off the winners of the NBA draft. In my opinion, these are my winners. And the first winner of the draft is I think the Atlanta Hawks they are a winner and only because that you got probably the best versatile wing in the draft and Zachariah Richardson, 6'9" versatile wing, can play defense, can shoot to an extent, but I think he needs to be a better shot creator. And you don't know like what the Hawks are gonna do at the four position. You do got Jalen Johnson there, but what are you gonna do with DeAndre Hunter? And are you trading Trey Young or DeJounte Murray? And then you can just put him in there. If you do trade DeJounte, Zachariah Richardson is just gonna start from day one. So I think that the Hawks are a winner. I gave it a B minus. I feel like if they would have drafted Alex Sard, they probably would have got an A. But I gave it a B minus because it's like this draft isn't star studded. So you picking I feel like it is like a hit or miss, but you can't miss in this draft. Like he is the best versatile wing, so I'm gonna say go for him. So I gave the Hawks a B minus on the Zachariah Richardson pick. My next winner, I'm gonna give the Wizards a I gave the Wizards an A because he is probably the best prospect in this draft. Obviously, he didn't want to work out with the Atlanta Hawks because they have a logjam at center. He doesn't know if they're trading Capella or is he going to probably start over Congo or playing next to him. He doesn't know that. So he didn't work out for the Hawks. And I mean, I get it. That's understandable. I get it. That's understandable. And the Wizards was right there. Obviously, the Wizards got holes in their team. Needed a center. Need a forward. You traded Danny Avnia last night. Need a point guard. So they had a lot of holes to fill. And getting the best prospect in this draft with Alex Sar, I thought that was a I thought that was a good move. And he doesn't have to fight against nobody. He doesn't have to go against anybody. He's gonna have the ball. Probably you can honestly say on this team at least he's probably the second best player. It's still Kyle Kuzma until if they trade him, or if you want to say Jordan Poole. But the Wizards, they got their big man in the future. He's 7 foot 224. Could be a little bit stronger, but good defensive big. I think his offense could be better, but I think he'll get better at that. But getting a best prospect, I feel like you got to get an A. Another winner, in my opinion, the Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves, as of right now, I think they won the draft. The Timberwolves traded for the 8th pick. Obviously, to some people with the Spurs, that's a head scratcher, but I'll get to the Spurs. I'll get to them in a minute. But grabbing Rob Dillingham in with the 8th pick, and all you did was give up a 2031 pick. Now we don't that's what's that in 7 years? That's in like 7 years. So we don't even know who that person is gonna be or if they're gonna be a star or not. But getting another dynamic scorer that's coming off your bench. Now, obviously Mike Conley is there, but Rob Dillingham can score with the best of them. He got good handles for a guard. The only problem is he's small. He's a small guard. And I feel like some people might say last in the playoffs last year, scoring was one of their biggest problems. If they had him, probably would it be different? I'm not gonna say that, but if you could get another dynamic scorer off your bench and maybe even play him in clutch time for the Timberwolves, I think that's a plus. And with that, I gave the Timberwolves, I give them an A. Like I think that was a great move moving up, getting like basically their point guard of the future to pair with Anthony Edwards, who is also still out. Anthony Edwards is only like 22. So you're pairing him with another young guard, and that could potentially be the backcourt of the future. And also Terrence Shannon Jr. Terrence Shannon Jr. was one of the best players in college last year. So getting him late with the 27th pick, I thought that was a steal. And I know he had the off court stuff, the off the court stuff, but getting a score like that, explosive wing, he will definitely get better at it. But I want to see if the Timberwolves are gonna play him. Are they gonna play him enough minutes? Like if he can play, if he can get on the court, I think that's a steal. I'm telling you, I think that's a steal for the Timberwolves. They're solidifying their bench, and I get the move to B plus. I definitely get the move to B plus. I definitely thought it was a I thought it was a good move. So and overall, Timberwolves in the first round, they really get an A. But the two moves itself, Rob Dillingham, the Timberwolves get an A for Rob Dillingham and a B plus for Terrence Shannon Jr. And the Spurs. I think they did a good job. They got what they need. They got a dynamic guard. He can score. Shooting wise, he has to get better at that with his confidence, but he could play defense. He could do all that. And I think that's what they was missing. And I think Stephon Castle is actually gonna give Wemby the ball. And he does have Devin Vassell. I think Keldon Johnson will be gone. But you have Jeremy Sohan there. You obviously have Victor Wembanyama. So he has the players around him. And then he's on the Spurs. Like, I don't expect the Spurs to really be that good this year. So he's going to have time to fix his mistakes. But I think this was a really good move for the San Antonio Spurs. I gave the move, I gave it an A. I really thought they got the move. And a lot of people, they probably would have thought Rob Dillingham to the Spurs too, because they did draft him, but then they traded the pick. I didn't see the point of having like two guards like that. Could it have worked? Maybe, but you do also have Devin Vassell. That means later down the line you have to put Devin Vassell at 3. I don't know if the Spurs really want to do that, but having Stephon Castle and Rob Dillingham, that would have been dynamic, and then pairing them with Wemby would have been dynamic. But I didn't really get it. Like I didn't see the point of drafting two guards. Now, if they could have drafted a big with that 8 pick, okay, that's cool. But draft two guards, no, I'm good on that. But Spurs get an A for the Stephon Castle pick. Another winner, somewhat of a winner, the Memphis Grizzlies grabbing Zach Edey. I think that the Grizzlies, I think they would have preferred uh Donovan Clingan. I think he's just more athletic than Zeddy. I said Edey. I think he's more athletic than Edey, and he just moves better. Like Zach Edey, he moves pretty. He's a little slow, but in the combine, he was shooting more, which can help him develop his game more. And playing with the Grizzlies, like I want to know what they're gonna do. Like I think they're a little fast paced team, obviously, and will the Grizzlies start him from day one? Because honestly, the Grizzlies don't have no big, and that's the only reason why I gave him like a decent grade, because you did need a big. Like we gotta be serious. You did need a big, and you basically got in some people's eyes either the second or the third best big in the draft. So that's why I gave it a C minus, because I don't know if he was the preferred big they want, but they still got it. In my eyes, I think Zach Edey's a decent big. But I wonder, are they gonna, like I said, are they gonna start him right away, or is they gonna start Jaren Jackson at center? Then later in the season, they might, put Edey at center to see how he plays. But they did needed a big, but maybe not the preferred big they want. But I still gave them like a passing grade. I gave them a C. I gave them a C minus. Another good grade. the Lakers getting Dalton Connect. Now, Dalton Connect, they said that the reason he was sliding down the draft boards is because of his age. Me personally, I feel like that shouldn't matter because I just saw Jaime Jaquez get drafted and he's a little bit older in the NBA world. So I feel like that shouldn't matter. Dalton Connect was definitely one of the best scorers, best players at Tennessee and SEC in general. He was one of them, and the Lakers just got him with the 17th pick. I thought he was gonna be long gone. I was shocked that he landed at 17. I think he can help with the dynamic scoring and the shooting for the Lakers. I think that's something they need. The only problem is will the Lakers actually play him? You know, the Lakers get a lot of draft picks and they really don't play him. Like Jalen Hood Shafino last year. He didn't even play. But I think Dalton Connect, I think he helps them on the scoring side because they need another score. Like, yeah, you got LeBron, AD, and Austin Reeves is there too, but you just need another one. And if D'Lo is gone, you definitely gonna need one. So I gave the Lakers for the Dalton Connect pick. I think it's still a good pick, but I get a grade. I gave them a B plus. I definitely thought it was a good pick of it, especially you got him so low that it's like you can't pass on that. Like, so I gave the Lakers a B plus for the Dalton Connect pick. Another winner, I think the Heat getting Khalil Ware. Like, obviously the Heat have had problems with like centers. Like, you know, they really don't have a lot of bigs, and getting Khalil Ware, who is 6'11", at two, yeah, I think he can. He's gonna have to get a little bit stronger. I think it was like 220 or 30, something like that. But if he does start from day one, then you can move Bam to his original position at power forward. Now, will he do that? Will Eric Spoelstra do that? I don't know. I think they're gonna have Khalil Ware coming off the bench for a little bit, and then maybe down the line he starts for the Heat. But good rim protector. Uh, he can score, and I just think that's what the Heat been needing. You know, they kind of lacking the size, and I think he kind of fits the Heat culture. But the pick wise, I gave it a B. I gave it a B. I definitely think Khalil Ware to the Heat is a good pick. The last winner is, I think, the Chicago Bulls. I think getting Matassa Bazelis, I think that's a good fit. Like the Bulls, I think they're going into rebuild, and you do have Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Io, and now you add probably one of the most versatile versatile players in the draft, and I think he can just go through his mistakes in Chicago. They're not going to win, and I think he just needs to shoot a little better. But outside of that, I think he's decent at. But my Talis Bazelis to the Bulls, his hometown team, I give it an A. I think it was a good pick, and especially he got, it wasn't really a slide, but you know a lot of people had him kind of going high, but he got into the early teens, so I think that was a good pick. Now the losers of the NBA draft, in my opinion, I think a lot of people have like the Rockets as winners, but for me personally, I think the Rockets are. It's like they are a loser only to me because Reed Shepard, he's not gonna start. He's not gonna start right away. And when is he gonna get the minutes? Like the Rockets have a lot of depth. Like Fred's gonna start, Jalen Green's gonna start, Dylan Brooks is probably gonna start now, unless they make some trades. You know, then I can see something. You have Jabbar Smith, you got Sengun, then you come out, then you go on the bench. You got Cam Whitmore there. You still got Tari Eason, Reed Shepard, Min Thompson. Like, where is the minutes gonna come? Now he's a great 3-point shooter and can handle the ball, but defense kind of iffy a little bit. But I still think he is a good player. I just don't think that they really, I think they really just got like best available player, and it's nothing wrong with that, but I just don't know where he's gonna get like the playing time. Now maybe the next couple of years, I think when he gets like good minutes and all that, consistent minutes. When he gets consistent minutes, I think he'll be better because maybe they move off Jalen Green. Fred, I think he won't be back after next year. So maybe around then. But for now, I'm giving the Rockets a D. Um, the Blazers. Me personally, I think Donovan Clingan. I think he's a good player. Nothing against that, but you already have DeAndre Ayton. Like, is DeAndre Ayton not there? Even though DeAndre Ayton doesn't have the motor, to some people, he doesn't. He doesn't have that motor. You still have a good center, and DeAndre Ayton, in my opinion, he's still pretty young. DeAndre Ayton he's only 25. Like, he's only 25. Now, to some that might be old, but 25 is still pretty young. So it's like, I don't know why you draft a center, and it's like you really don't need guards. So I think you should have tried to at least grab the four. Maybe I think Dalton Connect at this pick would have been good, and then you could have traded out Jeremy Grant. But obviously, they see like DeAndre Ayton isn't the future. So grabbing Clingan for maybe if they trade DeAndre Ayton this year or the next year in the offseason, okay, I'm cool with that. But for now, he's really just a backup center. And I don't think they really need another center. I think they really needed a forward. So I gave it a D. Like, I just don't think it was I don't think it was necessary to draft him at that spot. I didn't think so. The Thunder, in my opinion, I think they're a loser. Like, Nikola Topic, I think he's a good player. Yes, he did have the partial ACL, but like he can handle the ball. Good passer. I think he needs to shoot better a little bit, but besides that, I still think he's a good player. But a lot of people are saying they just replaced Josh Giddey with him. And where is he gonna get the minutes now? Like, is he gonna be the backup point guard? Like, you got Shea, you got Lou Dort, J Dub, maybe Caruso might start, and Chet. But Topic isn't gonna probably start the season right away. He might be out for maybe a month or two after the season starts. But you're playing with Shea, who has the ball basically majority of the time. Now you pair him, say, with the backups, you pair him with Casey Wallace in the backcourt. I mean, it's good, but I don't think they really need another guard. I think they should have probably drafted a big, the dude from Baylor, Messi. I think they could have drafted him out of Baylor. I think he could have been a good pick. But I give it, I give it like I'm giving it a high D. I give it a D minus. Like, it's I don't think they really need another ball handler. And obviously he was supposed to be a top pick, but the ACL, teams was like, I don't know. So that kind of like slid him down a little bit. But yeah, I gave the Thunder a D minus. I don't think that's a good pick. Another I would say another loser to an extent. I'm gonna say the Hornets. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know who this dude is. Tajay Saloon. Like, I don't know. Like, people are saying he's a raw prospect, and it's like, aren't you guys? Don't you need somebody that shouldn't take probably like 2 years? Maybe a rookie that can at least help you right now. That's what I would think. I would think they would do something around like that. So I don't think they needed a raw talent to pair with LaMelo and Brandon Miller and Mark Williams and all them. So I don't know. They could have traded that pick and probably got more picks, but they kept the pick, and I don't know. Like that, I don't think that was a good pick. I gave them an F. Like, that just wasn't a bad. That wasn't a good pick. I would say maybe the last loser of the draft. I don't think it's a loser. I would maybe the Pistons picking Ron Holland. Like, he has a lot of upside. Versatile wing. Uh, he can score to an extent. Shooting got to be a little bit better. Where is he gonna play? And then if he needs help on the scoring aspect, you got K. Obviously, he's the franchise, and you pairing him with Asur Thompson, who's not a good shooter. Jalen Durant, who can't shoot at all. Ron Holland, who is a suspect shooter. Jay Nivey, I think Jay Nivey can shoot, but he ain't the most consistent shooter. So I don't think that was like, I think they just needed like shooting. I felt like if they had a top pick, the Pistons, if they had top three, they would have gone after Reed Shepherd, and that would have been amazing. That would have been a good pick for the Pistons, in my opinion. Obviously, Reed Shepherd can shoot, another ball handler. That's what they need to surround with Cade. Another consistent shooter. They didn't do that. That's on them. But I'm gonna give it like a C minus, even though that's somewhat passing. But I just think the Pistons just needed shooting, and they didn't do that. But overall, the draft last night, there's a lot of like people you don't know, but the NBA draft is the NBA draft. You still get excited about who's getting who and trades and all that. But the draft itself was okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right, so that is it for the winners and losers of the NBA draft.